In the headlines, Dominica's critically endangered mountain chicken showing promising signs of survival in the wild. A new development company opens its doors in Dominica. And over 100 children benefit from the Melissa Scarrett Foundation. I am Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, Dominica is reporting a promising number of mountain chickens in the wild. The observation ahead of International Mountain Chicken Day on Friday, 13th September. International Mountain Chicken Day is recognized by Dominica, Montserrat, and London and was designed to raise awareness on the importance and presence of the frog. The population of the country's mountain chicken, or crapo as it is commonly called, was almost wiped out by the chytrid fungus more than 15 years ago and further critically endangered after the passage of Hurricane Maria. However, almost 2 years after that hurricane, the Forestry Division is hopeful that the crapo population in the wild will rebound.
Things still look promising in the wild. The Forestry Wildlife and Parks Division amphibian teams, we normally go out at least 3 times a week to actually proper assess the population. So we go out in different areas around the island that we know that have surviving frogs to check spot checks, surviving frogs and their health. And I can tell you the population we've been finding is still low, but do look promising because again, there are small pockets around the island. So we can say in the south of the island so far we've at least got 20 frogs, which is a huge number in terms of the disaster that we faced with Maria, and most of their habitat was destroyed through landslide and deforestation. So those frogs in that area are coming back, which is still a positive for the frogs.
Outside of the changed environment from Hurricane Maria, the frogs also face the threat of human activity moving further inland, especially for farming practices. As regards the chytrid fungus, which was first identified on the island in 2002 and wiped out 80% of the mountain chicken population, Sultan says the frogs in the wild are now able to live with a low percentage of this fungus in their bodies.
We can say we've been seeing a resurgence of frogs living with a low percentage of chytrid, so it's still too early, but we can say that they are developing some mechanization as to survive with the mountain chicken with the chytrid mycosis. Interestingly, we just actually had a student from Wales University visit Dominica, Nina White, and her PhD study is to actually find out what exactly is on the frog, or why exactly are the frogs surviving with a low percentage of chytrid. Whereas in Montserrat, which is our sister island, they have the same frog and they have the same problems with the disease that their frogs are dying of. So what we've been doing is on Dominica, we're more focusing on checking the frogs' health, swab them, which is a mechanization. We test them and we send it overseas to test to know how the disease is impacting them.
Owing to the difficulty in accessing sites and the challenges by the weather, it is difficult to give an accurate figure on the number of frogs in the wild. In terms of the breeding facility, which was established in the Botanic Gardens to help increase the population of cartridge-free mountain chickens, Sultan explains that though the facility still exists, the focus on the crapo survival has shifted.
The breeding facility in the gardens actually is still operating. We do have a few frogs in here, but the goal of actually breeding the frogs at the facility has kind of shifted because, again, we've been seeing a resurgence of frogs in the wild. So we've more or less moved the focus into understanding why the frogs are in the wild surviving with the kitrid versus trying to breed the frogs in captivity. So the aim kind of changed from breeding, but the breeding facility still functions in case something again happens. We do have the facility to bring back the frogs in and restore the population.
The Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division is appealing to the public to call in to report whenever they see or hear the mountain chicken. In other top stories, a new development company has officially opened its corporate office in Dominica. Algo Development Studio is a design and development management company which assembles and leads teams of construction industry professionals. The company came to the island shortly after Hurricane Maria almost 2 years ago and has been involved in a host of projects, including a section of the Fort Young Hotel and several schools around the country.
We started some projects for the Maria Holder Trust Fund and worked throughout the island from all the way in Concord through Warner and up into Trafalgar, building new schools and pre-Ks, renovating the schools, then going into pre-Ks. And that took us for the end of 2018 and into 2019. We then moved into some other jobs for the Pan American Health Organization, and we've started a project in Portsmouth for their projects called the Smart Hospitals.
The Argo project director says the company has been able to complete its projects in Dominica in a cost-effective and labor-efficient manner.
We're very proud to say that we've been able to complete these projects with a supplemental of Caribbean talent that has come in and joined with the local workforce of Dominica. And through that, we've been able to achieve quite significant progress in construction in Dominica. Blending these groups where we pick up the local guys and we join them with our foreign teams and they work together and are able to develop, to derive projects in quite quick times. And so far, we've been able to deliver everything on time and on budget in Dominica, and quite proud of that.
Managing Director of Algo Development Studio says the company has adapted to the revolutionary changes in the construction industry.
Argo's DNA is built around this future, and it's about embracing new software, new technology, and a process called BIM, Building Information Modeling. We're now the leaders in industry in the Caribbean in building information modeling. What is building information modeling? It's about creating a digital twin of the building to resolve any inefficiencies and to make sure it's meticulously designed and detailed and constructed in a virtual environment so that when it gets to site, it's a very efficient, intelligent, cost-effective, safe, and more resilient building.
Argo Development Studio is located on 59 Hillsborough Street, opposite the National Bank of Dominica. On to educational matters. Over 100 children are now better equipped for the new academic year. Credisha St. Louis has that story.
This is thanks to the generosity of the Melissa Skerritt Foundation, which has equipped children to better deal with the challenges faced in the new school term. On Wednesday, the Melissa Skerritt Foundation presented scholarships to 50 students at preschool, secondary school, and high school levels for the 2019-2020 school year. The scholarships were made possible through the donation of sponsors of the Foundation's Adopt a Child Back to School program.
I must extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. John Lewis, proprietor of Jay's Bookstore, for his continued support of my programs specifically geared to empowering our underprivileged students. During the summer, Louis also took up the challenge to provide educational and art supplies for my summer school program with no complaints. His timely donations led to quite a successful 4-week program.
Along with that 50 scholarships, the non-profit organization also gave away 150 backpacks filled with school supplies for effective work in the classroom. According to organizers, the foundation has, from its inception, propelled 4 noteworthy projects, namely elderly assistance, single baby mother program, school feeding, and the back-to-school program. Mrs. Skerritt believes the education of Dominica's youth is the key to a bright future.
I consider the education of our children to be a shared responsibility, and that the successful development of a child depends on the cooperation of the students, the parents, the school, and the community. I am proud to be part of a government who places the needs of its youth high on its agenda. The recent removal of school fees for college students bears testimony of this. High school graduates are now afforded a smooth transition to an exceptional college totally free of charge. Universal secondary education has also ensured that all children have access to higher education.
Mrs. Skerritt urged parents to ensure children are raised with a sense of excellence.
We as parents need to engage in instilling a sense of excellence in our children. We need to set goals with our children and ensure that they are achieved. If we encourage that attitude in our community, and our community is supportive, then I have no doubt that we will all raise top achievers.
To the recipients, Mrs. Skerritt had these words.
Students, please play your part. You have to bear the responsibility for your education. Get to school on time, complete your given assignments, pay attention to your teachers, listen to your parents, and put the hard work that it takes to succeed. We can give you all the needs. However, the onus is on you to use the tools that you have been given to gain a sound education. Failure, relaxation, or giving up is not an option this year.
Mrs. Skerritt also challenged the recipients to set high academic standards for themselves. Kadisha Sentwi, Channel 5 News.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Welcome back. The Dominica Labour Party candidate for the Salibre constituency vows to improve the tourism sector in the Kainago territory. During his launching on the weekend, Cozier Frederick noted that steps had been taken to start and sustain a hospitality sector in the Kainago territory. And while moves to create a well-developed tourism product have been slow in coming, Cozier says all this will change if he becomes the next Member of Parliament for the Salibre constituency.
The Kainago people have been the face of tourism for decades, but the benefits have not been equal to exposure. We must do more for tourism in the Salibre constituency. Way back in the 1970s, Malander, God rest her soul, started the first guest house in this area. So we have a history of hospitality in Atkinson. Today, they are working hard every day and they are not looking for a handout, but they need a hand up because the playing field is not always even. We must do everything we can to help these entrepreneurs succeed because their success is our success.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has also thrown his support behind developing the tourism industry in the Salibre constituency. He says it forms part of his overall vision for the Kainago territory.
I have made clear to the emerging hotel developers that I want Salibre to feature prominently in the development of the individual and collective tourism offerings. I want to significantly increase the number of tourists visiting and doing business in the Salibre constituency. I want a man like Cozier Frederick working in tandem with the new Kainago chief to develop new tourism facilities, new cultural centers. I want the unique history and cultures of the Kainago people to be brought forward and promoted in a positive light so we can have some more social and economic activity in this constituency.
Another of the areas which Frederick believes the indigenous people can see financial success is through agriculture.
We must work together to find more consistent and lucrative markets, and we must apply a more scientific approach to agriculture and begin to invest in crops that will fetch higher prices, such as cocoa, nutmegs, vanilla, ginger, and avocados. Let me thank the Minister of Kainago Affairs for the $500,000 allocated in this year's budget for an agricultural station in the Kainago territory. It will serve the Salibre constituency and the neighboring village. We must therefore move forward with more progressive and scientific forms of agriculture.
The next DLP candidate scheduled to be launched to the public is Edward Regist, who will be contesting the Grand Bay seat. His launching takes place on Sunday, 15th September. And organizers of the 21st edition of the World Creole Music Festival working hard to ensure local artists feel more included. We again join Kerdisha St. Louis with more.
This year's edition of the World Creole Music Festival is boasting over 21 artists from 8 countries, presenting over 10 genres of music. At a press conference organized by the Dominica Festival Committee, DFC, earlier this week, Festival and Events Manager Marva Williams pointed out that special attention is being paid to the local artists this year.
You have Ecstasy Band, which is one element of the 6. Then you have the Zouk All-Stars. Now the Zouk All-Stars will feature Mel, Princess Lover, Eric Vergal and Oswald. The 4 individuals together is like one set. They may perform for up to 60 minutes, up to 75 minutes, up to 90 minutes. It's based on the artist at the time. But they are treated as one band.
Other local performers include the Cadas All-Stars, consisting of Gordon Henderson, Ophelia Marie, and Linford John. Williams went on to explain the formula organizers had developed for the World Creole Music Festival, which she revealed is key to having a successful event.
The formula for the World Creole Music Festival at any given time is 5-6-5. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, meaning at any given time, we ensure that there's 5 bands performing on any given night at the World Creole Music Festival. So it's 5 for Friday, 6 for Saturday, 5 for Sunday. Why 6 bands on Saturday? Because as part of our mandate in uplifting local event organizers, we figured allowing the World Creole Music Festival to finish at around 6 a.m. or probably 7 a.m. and taking that same crowd and bringing them down to Creole Bodlame on Sunday morning helps the local event organizer and further uplifts the independence celebrations.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
To end the news, the headlines again. Dominica's critically endangered mountain chicken showing promising signs of survival in the wild. A new development company opens its doors in Dominica. And over 100 children benefit from the Melissa Scarrett Foundation. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access all past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis. And to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.